Well, as we learn more about Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl, the controversy over how he was released only seems to heat up.
By now, you probably know the Obama administration struck a deal to bring Sergeant Bergdahl home in exchange for the release of 5 Taliban fighters. Lawmakers continue to be outraged over President Obama's decision. Today, the president defended the move.
We saw an opportunity. We were concerned about Sergeant Bergdahl's health. We had the cooperation of the Qataris to execute an exchange, and we seized that opportunity.
We're also learning Sergeant Bergdahl left a note before abandoning his troop and his capture, saying he had become disillusioned with the U.S. Army. And charges are still very possible for Bergdahl for walking away from his unit in Afghanistan.
Tonight, we're hearing from a Minnesota man who served in Bergdahl's unit, and we're hearing from an expert on the psychological process of going from cut off to mass media.
The confusing and complex deal that freed Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl from Taliban captivity is not just another news story for former Soldier Dakota Oklesson.
For him, we heard that he had fallen back from patrol.
It's personal.
And then once we got to another base to refit our equipment and food, we had found out that he walked off the base with his knife, compass, and whatever else he took with him, and left his weapon, body armor.
Oklesson is a former soldier from Minnesota, now a student at the U of M. He was in the same unit as Bergdahl, the same unit that put lives on the line and lost lives in the search for Bergdahl.
So we were just upset that we were out there looking. Not only were people dying because of this and getting hurt and we were getting shot at, but we were away from our mission in our area.
Even if he didn't want to join the Taliban, an expert on the psychological effects of captivity says it's very possible that Bergdahl came to identify with his captors after 5 years.
Almost expectable that someone under his circumstances would come to identify to some degree with his captors. You depend on them for everything, every last little thing, and they're the only people with whom you can communicate.
Dr. Brian Engdahl is with the Brain Sciences Center at the University of Minnesota. He sat down with our Tom Lydon, and Engdahl says whatever the circumstances, reintegrating will be an emotional marathon.
The reentry challenge will continue for 1 or more years, my prediction.
And while Dakota Oklesson is clearly frustrated,
He left us.
he'd like some answers
I mean,
too.
like I said, it's a good thing that we got him back so he can answer for what he did.
Many would like to hear directly, of course, from Bowe Bergdahl about what happened, but that probably won't happen anytime soon. He probably hasn't heard English in 5 years and will have trouble speaking it. Plus, he'll be shielded from the media as he adjusts to being free and being home.